Welcome to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection since 1991. Thank you for joining us on this Friday, March 11th. We have an informative show for you today. First, we'll be talking with the Women of Achievement Award winner, Carol Belmore, and Women of the Year, and then we'll be talking with Laci Brune from the Crisis Resource Center, and we're going to hear about the Healing the Hearts of Our Children fundraiser that's coming up. So it's Friday, and at Friday we talk and introduce to you our sponsors. The Owatonna Today Show thanks the following supporters of this program. Our premier sponsors are the City of Owatonna, Express Employment Professionals, Owatonna Public Utilities, and the Steele County Food Shelf. Our primary sponsors, Amy Swain Hearing Centers, Brookdale Senior Living Solutions, Little Theater of Owatonna, and the Owatonna Foundation. Our interlude sponsors, Abraham Consulting Technologies, Bremer Bank, Brenda Bednar Mortgage Office, Glenn Mager and Michael Mager of the Brick Mager Funeral Home and Medford Funeral Home, Carlson, Branstad and Company CPAs, ERA Gillespie Real Estate, Fairview Animal Medical Center, Horizon Eye Care, Owatonna Business Incubator, Steele County Historical Society, the Steele County Transitional Housing, and the Third Hand Video Productions and TPS Insurance. And we hope you will support these fine Owatonna businesses that support the Owatonna Today Show. And please say thanks to them when you see them out and about. The show wouldn't be able to continue without their support. And we're always looking for more supporters of the show. If you are a business and would like more information about becoming a sponsor of this program, please contact Leanne Alt at 390-5751. We will take a short break to hear a message from our sponsors, and then we'll be right back with Carol Belmore, Women of the Year. Please stay with us.
Hi, I'm Jody Voisin with the staff at Fairview Animal Medical Center, your other family doctor. Fairview Animal Medical Center is a proud supporter of the Owatonna Today Show.
If clothing catches fire, stop, drop, and roll. If your clothes catch on fire, do not panic and run. This only fans the fire. Stop where you are, drop to the ground, and roll over and over to smother the flames. Cover your face with your hands to protect your eyes and your throat and lungs from the burns. This has been a safety tip from the Owatonna Fire Department.
Hello, I'm David Einhaus with the Owatonna Foundation. Thank you to all of our donors who have helped make Owatonna a better place to live. Will you join us today with a financial gift? Owatonna Foundation is a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
Welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection. And we're here with our Woman of the Achievement Award winner, Carol Belmore. Welcome, Carol. Thank you. I'm so glad to have you here. And what I would like to do at this time is just also introduce to you the names of the other candidates that were along with Carol, Carol being the winner. But there were some other very wonderful ladies that were also up for the Achievement Award. We had Deb McDermott Johnson, and then there was Michelle Redman, Laura Running, and Lori Weisenberger, and they all deserve a congratulatory. We were sitting there Friday night listening to all the introductions, and you think, how in the world did they pick a winner?
Yeah.
So congratulations to you, and what an honor. What an honor.
Thank you.
I would like to also read at this time what the judges had to say. For those of you who didn't know, the judges were people that weren't from Owatonna and didn't know the candidates. Mm-hmm. And so they had to go through a questioning process. And then this was what the judges have said about Carol. Very few people are open enough to successfully use their life experiences to generously inspire others to make good choices and allow for them to see their own strengths and talents. How fortunate it is that these kids have Carol in their lives, listening, guiding, and developing them to reach their highest potential. Thank you to Carol for her incredible passion, dedication, and helping to better our future generations. Look out, bullies. You've met your match in Carol. And that's from the judges for the 2016 year. So what a wonderful thing to have them said. And I can see you're very humble. So Carol, why don't you tell our viewers a little bit about yourself and your family and what you do?
All right. I have a husband. His name is Douglas. And we have 3 daughters, Sarah, Laurel, and Emily. Sarah is a lawyer in North Carolina, is married and has a little guy who's 2. Laurel lives here in Owatonna, and she's a nurse at the Owatonna Hospital, and she's married to Jared, and they have 3 children. And then Emily is married to Jeremy Soffer, and she's a nurse at the Owatonna Hospital as well, and they are due to have their first child in June.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. What is your degree in?
I have a Bachelor of Social Work and a Master's of Social Work in Clinical Social Work from the University of St. Kate, St. Thomas. I've been at the Owatonna Junior High for 16 years, since the middle of February 2001, and I feel very blessed to be there. I know that's where I'm supposed to be.
Something I learned about you, you're not a lifelong resident here. You came in, you're originally from?
From Canada, yep, from Southern Ontario, Hamilton, Ontario. We moved here in '94 because of my husband's work, and I took the citizenship. It took me a while to get around to it, but took citizenship, and this will be my first presidential election that I can vote in.
Wow, congratulations.
I know, I'm kind of excited to be able to vote, yeah.
That's wonderful. What does a social worker, now you work at the school, what school is it that you work at?
The junior high.
Okay, and what does a social worker do?
I guess I see myself as sort of like that link between the student, the school, and parents, and the community, sort of that link that brings all of that together. I'm an advocate for kids, and I think a lot of what I do is listen. I spend a lot of my day listening to kids and helping them figure out how to get out of the troubles they're in, or to come up with solutions to the things that are stressing them. The thing about junior high age is that everything is a 10. It's very drama filled. It's very much about them, and helping them get through those 2 years and figure out where they fit. They're not yet adults, and yet they think they are, and they're not really they're not little children, but they are still children, and trying to figure out where they are in life and where they want to go and how to get there.
When we talk about your degree in social work and what you're doing now, it's of no surprise, because some of the events that you've been involved in all your life have involved children, such as you in Canada, you even worked with child protection. Back then. What was the Parent-Child Resource Center? You helped in developing that?
There was a period of time where I stayed home with my children and raised my children, and still wanted to be active. And in our community, we had no resources for young moms with kids. And so I got together with 3 other women, and we wrote a hefty grant to the government, and we got it. And we were able to purchase a home and use it as a Parent-Child Resource Center. So I would teach parenting classes to parents while kids were watched by caregivers, and upstairs in the house, and got to play. And then there were other times where parents just drop in, have a cup of coffee, play with their children, and we had different activities going on, but a place where parents could bring their kids and hang out with other parents with young children.
And you've also been involved in the Steele County Safe and Drug-Free Coalition.
Yeah, I believe very strongly in that.
And what's your involvement there?
I'm just a real supporter, because we have to focus on prevention. Kids are using drugs, whether people believe they are or not, and they're starting at a younger and younger age, and sending them to treatment and dealing with them when they're in high school, it's too late. They're starting younger and younger in 6th and 7th grade, and so really being a strong supporter of, we need to do prevention, we need to teach them and give them skills at an early age so they can stand up to peer pressure and make the right decision. Because once you get started, statistics show that adults that end up being alcoholics started at a young age. They started before they were 14.
Wow. Wow. Some of the other things you've been involved in also are Toys for Tots, From the Heart. And could you explain a little bit about the annual Day of Child Protection?
It's a celebration for our Latina community, and that's the end of April every year. We hold it at the junior high, and it's to celebrate our Latino families in Owatonna and Steele County, and really put up on a pedestal are Latina kids that are being really successful in school and doing a great job.
Okay. Now, you can tell throughout your whole resume, your life, children have been your passion. What do you figure is the key in making a difference? Obviously, you're in social work. You mentioned relational. And if you could explain that concept with our viewers a little bit.
You know, I was very involved in, and still am, very involved in Young Life. And one of the keys to Young Life, one of the beliefs of the Young Life organization is that you have to earn the right to be heard. And I think that's true in Young Life, but I think that's at any point with kids. If you don't have a relationship with children, why should they listen? Why should they listen to you? That's why parents are so important, because parents have a relationship with their children. And so in my job, I work really hard to build relationships with kids so that I earn the right to be heard. So they'll listen to me when I say, was that really your best decision? What can we learn from this? What can we do differently next time?
Being in a school environment, how do you have those relations? How do you have the relational? You must have so many people you deal with during a day. So explain to me what special things you might do during a day that...
The kids will tell you if you ask them. I'm the peanut butter sandwich lady. I have a jug of lemonade in my fridge. I have fruit, and I have peanut butter and jelly sandwiches all the time.
Oh, wow.
And so kids come in all the time, and it might be their excuse to get their foot in the door. Oh, they're just getting a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. But we have some really great conversations. And I'm lucky enough, teachers, they have to teach and they're in front of the classroom. My door is open all the time and kids can stop in whenever they want, and they know that I'm there to listen and to support them and get them back to class. But I'm there with a peanut butter sandwich, I'm there with a tissue, I'm there with a fidget if they're having trouble sitting still in class.
So you're the relational go-to that they kind of chat with and all that, and then you keep your eyes and ears open if there's anything you need to do other than a nice visit today, and then you have that relationship, you can spot it.
And I have numerous kids that I see on a regular basis. They're scheduled with me on a weekly basis, and I have a lot of those kids as well.
Now, do you carry on through the years, or is it just each year is different?
Some kids carry over, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Doing all this and having all these accomplishments really quick, how did you balance, we have about a minute, so how did you balance home and work and to achieve all this, to be so much to so many? What would you recommend to our viewers? Tell us how you did it.
It definitely, you definitely have to balance, and you have to decide what your priorities are, and you got to take care of yourself. You got to make sure that you take time for yourself so that you deal with your stress. And
what are share some of the things you do?
I'm a big Zumba person. I go to Zumba numerous times a week, and it's fun, and it helps me get rid of my stress, and I go home with a smile on my face so my family can deal with me and live with me.
That's great. And just in one word, how does it feel to be a woman of achievement?
It's amazing. It's a very humbling experience. Yeah, there's no words.
You're a blessing to our school, and thank you and congratulations.
Thank you.
We will take a short break to hear a word from our sponsors, and then we'll be right back with the Crisis Resource Center. Please stay with us.
Did you know there are families in Steele County that go to bed hungry every night? This is Stormy Traum, Director of the Steele County Food Shelf, reminding you that March is Minnesota Food Share Month. So far this year, we have provided food to over 1,086 Steele County households, and the need continues to grow. Please help us keep our shelves stocked with nutritious food and donating money or food items to the Steele County Food Shelf. Our goal is to raise $100,000 this March. No one in Steele County should have to go to bed hungry. Thank you for your generous support of the Steele County Food Shelf.
Hi, my name is Dave Efforts with TPS Insurance. We're here to handle all your insurance needs. We are a very proud supporter of the Owatonna Today Show.
I didn't just want another job, I wanted a career, so I expressed myself.
I was new to town and I didn't know where to turn for a job, so I decided to express myself.
I decided to express myself, and they helped find the right career for me.
Express Employment Professionals is in contact with thousands of companies in need of quality employees. Come in now and get the job you deserve.
Express your yourself today.
I'm Bill Owens with the Owatonna Business Incubator. Whether your business is just starting out or is expanding, we have the office space and manufacturing space that you need. As the Small Business Counseling Center for this region, we are able to help you in your expansion or your startup of your business. We are a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
Welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection. And we are interviewing our friend here, Laci Brune from the Crisis Resource Center. Hi, Laci. How are you today?
I'm good.
Good. It's good to have you here. Now, you're here to talk about the Healing the Hearts of Our Children. It's a luncheon coming up, and it's a fundraiser. So would you share with our viewers when that is?
Yes, so our fundraiser is March 29th, noon to 1 at the Owatonna Country Club. And we have an amazing guest speaker this year. Her name is Vicki Crompton, and she became an advocate of teen dating violence after she witnessed her 15-year-old daughter being murdered in their home by her boyfriend. And so she's an amazing speaker. She's been on Oprah and 60 Minutes and the Today Show, and we're so lucky to have her to raise awareness for Abused Children's Program.
Sounds like a real interesting speaker.
Yeah.
Can I ask, what is the price of the ticket for the meal?
Yeah, so we're selling tickets for $25.
Okay.
And you can get them at the Crisis Resource Center, which is located at 125 West Front Street, or by calling us at 451-1202. The deadline for buying tickets is March 18th. So just in a couple of weeks here.
Okay.
And it's really important to raise awareness and to raise these funds for our program. We're not currently funded by the state for our Abused Children's Program.
Okay.
So fundraising is so crucial for the children of Steele County.
Okay. Now that we have the information about the fundraiser, let's talk a little bit about yourself.
Okay.
You're at the Crisis Resource Center.
Yes.
And you graduated with a degree from where?
I graduated this past May from St. Cloud State University with a degree in social work. And then I moved back here and started working at the Crisis Resource Center as a sexual assault program coordinator.
Okay. And you moved here in?
I just moved here this past May.
Okay, so you're
Yes.
new to Owatonna, so welcome to Owatonna.
Yeah, thank you.
Do you enjoy Owatonna?
I do. Okay. I love it. It's such a great giving community.
Okay. Explain a little bit about your job. What is it exactly does it entail during the day?
Yeah, well, on a day-to-day basis, we get the clients who come in and they're in crisis. Our services are free to all of the clients that come in. Provide one-on-one individual counseling, find out what resources they need. We may refer them out to, things in the community that might help them in that situation. We do have a children's support group that is held every Monday, 3:30 to 4:30 during the school year. I know it's been really helpful for a lot of the children that we serve.
Mm-hmm. And where is that support group held?
That is held at the Crisis Resource Center every Monday.
And where is that located, for those that may not know?
Yep, it's 125 West Front Street.
Okay, so would they call first to make a reservation to come to the support
They can
group?
go ahead and call beforehand and just let them know, what the situation is, if they have any concerns about their child and want to come talk to an advocate first, or they can just come, that day and say, I have a child that's interested in attending the children's group, and we'll go from there.
Okay. What made you pick Owatonna?
I'm originally from the area. I'm originally from Freeborn County, so I wanted to be down south here.
All righty, and there was an opening and you get it. Well, great. So how is it being a social worker?
I absolutely love it. It's so rewarding to see the clients and see them make strides, and, they're in difficult situations and helping them find the resources that they need. And so it's just so rewarding. It's an amazing job. I love it.
Could you put some light on what are some of the resources that different individuals may need if they come in? Can you talk about that?
So something that we do is if they need a restraining order or if they need someone to go to court with them, that's something that we provide as an advocate. You know, it's a scary process, so to have someone go with them. We have support groups, you know, I mentioned earlier for the children, and we have one for adults as well. You know, we refer out to, they might have a housing situation, so we refer out to transitional housing. You know, they might need food that month, so we help them, you know, go to the food shelf. They might need clothing, go to the clothesline. So we're basically there to help them kind of sort through what resources that they need and refer them out.
I think it's really interesting how all these networks in town work together.
It's amazing.
Between the at-risk for food and the different abuse and then homelessness, the social concerns. It's amazing to me how you all connect with each other and refer to one another. How are you coping with being a social worker? How do you balance your life?
You know, I think it's really important to practice self-care, you know, to not take it at home with you, leave it at work. You know, you have to remind yourself that there's only so much that you can do for the clients, and you just try to do your best and help them however you can, and just practice self-care. I know I do a lot of reading and a lot of listening to music, and that helps me.
Now, when you were in college, did they touch on that subject?
Yeah, we learned quite a bit about self-care and just how to, because if we're in crisis, you know, we're not able to help out the clients the best that we need to. So we need to be at our best self, or else we're not going to be able to help the clients.
Now, the Healing the Hearts of the Children, that's what is actually going on at the Resource Center.
Yeah.
Because is there also, at the Crisis Resource Center, do they come in as families?
Most of the time, an individual will come in with their families. You know, sometimes the parents will bring the children if they have a concern about them. Sometimes they come without the children. It just kind of depends. You know, we do have some toys at the Crisis Center, so if they bring their children and they don't want them in talking with an advocate right away, then, you know, they play with some toys, or, you know, we give them some coloring books until they're ready to have someone talk to their child.
Now, would they come there, say a woman, an abused woman, she would come with her family?
Most of the time. It just depends on the situation. If they're comfortable bringing their child with, if it's during the school day, you know, then typically the child won't be there. It just kind of depends on the situation.
So it's really a good place to come regardless of what levels and where it's happening, the forms of abuse, whether it's sexual, verbal, physical.
Yeah, whether it's mental abuse, whether it's witnessing abuse, it's a good.
Do you agree that most abuse with children can be a result of how the family's treated? If there's verbal abuse going on, if there's physical abuse, it affects, would you say it affects the whole family?
Oh yes, it definitely affects the whole family. You know, for children, witnessing abuse is a huge concern. That is abuse, witnessing, you know, their parents being abusive towards each other. It's not just, you know, people, they think of children being abused, they think, you know, physical, mental, neglect, or sexual, but witnessing abuse is a huge concern as well.
Okay. So in achieving all these, the family would come in, then would you be called over to maybe talk to the children?
Yeah, definitely. You know, if the parents are willing for us to be an advocate for their child and talk to them and figure out, you know, what that child is feeling, that's definitely something that they would do.
So a woman or man, whoever's, you know, could talk to their particular person. The children could talk to maybe yourself or whoever else.
Yeah, we have 3 program coordinators.
Kind of see what the issue would be.
Yeah.
And that's good to know too. Talk about the proceeds, how they, from the Healing the Hearts of Our Children, how do the proceeds trickle down?
Yeah, so the luncheon that we have, you know, 100% of the proceeds that we get will go towards the Abused Children's Program. So since we're currently not funded by the state, that's crucial, you know, to provide a staff person, to provide all the services that we do. You know, services are free. So to provide those services and continue serving them, you know, the fundraising is crucial. Some of the things that we do, you know, I already mentioned, we do the support groups and things like that. So the money proceeds will go towards funding all of those services.
Things that they need to maybe play with while you're talking to them. Because I notice a lot of times in younger children, when they're talking, they're playing, or they're not always they don't sit and look eye to eye,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So,
You have to help them stay preoccupied, and that kind of helps them make them less nervous if they have something to play with or have something. Yeah.
And of course, is it confidential there?
Oh yes, 100% confidential. All of the services stay at the center. So,
So if somebody was questioning something happening on a different level, they could come in and could they just ask questions and leave freely? They wouldn't have to come bring the family and.
yeah, if someone just wanted to come down to the crisis center, they had a question regarding their niece or nephew, or they just witnessed something and wanted to talk to someone about it and wanted more information about how to do prevention or how to have those awareness signs. And that's definitely something they could come down and just talk to someone, just get more information, just see what's going on. So it's definitely something.
Real quick, let's get them out to that
Yeah.
fundraiser. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's being held when?
It's being held Tuesday, March 29th, noon to 1 at the Owatonna Country Club. Tickets are due by March 18th.
Okay, and they're $25?
Yes,
You call the
$25.
Resource Center?
Yep.
Okay, great. Well, thank you for joining
Yeah.
us. We're going to take a quick break to hear a word from our sponsors, and then we'll be right back. So please stay with us.
Hi, Warren Abraham, Abraham Consulting Technologies, your one-stop technology shop. We support the Owatonna Today Show.
Owatonna Public Utilities, real people, real reliable, real progress. Making life a little easier day after day, taking pride in our community, listening to what you say, a voice you can talk to. We're growing with you. With you in mind in everything we do. Owatonna Public Utilities.
Welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection. We hope you enjoyed talking with Laci Brune. Well, it's a reminder, and we have our announcements. So a reminder to you that daylight savings time starts on Sunday. Remember to turn your clocks ahead 1 hour before you go to bed on Saturday night. 4th Annual Mike Hansen Memorial Washerboard Tournament, Saturday, March 12th, Eagles Club. Join us for a day of fellowship and friendship in remembrance of our good friend Mike Hansen. All proceeds from the tournament will be donated to Owatonna's Park and Rec Scholarship Program in Mike Hansen's name. The tournament entries are due no later than March 5th, and any questions, please call Wes Jones at 507-456-4280. The Owatonna Elks Lodge St. Patrick's Day Dinner is coming up, and that's Thursday, March 17th, 5 to 7 p.m. Join us to celebrate St. Patrick's Day and support the Homestead Hospice House. All proceeds to benefit the Patient Care Fund. Tickets are $15 in advance and $20 at the door. And tickets are available at the Elks Lodge in Kotke's, or call to reserve tickets at 451-1395. Living Well with Chronic Conditions is a weekly class for anyone with a chronic disease such as diabetes, arthritis, high blood pressure, depression, heart disease, anxiety, multiple sclerosis, fibromyalgia, and others. This is at the Owatonna Hospital, and this class gives people tools to help them take charge of their condition, empowering the individual to improve their quality of life. For more information or enroll in the Living Well with Chronic Conditions workshop, call Linda Hoffman at 507-977-2171. And then, of course, the Crisis Resource Center is having their 15th annual Healing the Hearts of Our Children's luncheon. And come down and hear the speaker, Vicki Crompton. That'll be Tuesday, March 29th at noon to 1 p.m. for lunch at the Country Club. Well, that wraps it up for today. We want to thank you for joining us. Please join us on Monday when our guests will be. We'll be on location with the River Bend Nature Center. It's maple syrup time, so you won't want to miss that. And then later on Monday, we'll be at the new Old Town Bagels, so you won't want to miss that. Meanwhile, you have a great weekend, and we'll see you on Monday.